At this time, I'd like to remind you that I'm not your financial advisor, and this is not financial advice. My YouTube channel is for entertainment purposes only and to document my journey in the crypto space. I encourage you to pause the video at this time to read the full disclaimer. And now let's get on with the show. Okay, guys, welcome back to the Crypto Wave. I'm going to try this a little different this time. Lots of questions in the Telegram, even for myself. And as I was writing things down, I thought, why don't I just make this in the most simple way that I can to try and help out those that are maybe new to Bankroll. And so what I did is I created a real simple PowerPoint presentation. So this is basically it. This is going to be the basics of Bankroll, as well as some information that we've learned on the Bankluck that's going to be coming out this weekend. So first and foremost, on the Bankroll, there is the fund window on the upper right. What does this fund window do? This is what pulls from your wallet and deposits to gain credits, and those credits, so if you put in 100 TRX, it takes 15% of that, so you get 85 credits on the Bankroll network, and you will start getting 3.33% daily of those 85 credits. Obviously, the more you fund, the more credits you get, the more your 3.33% value goes up. There's also a sponsor area on the bottom left. What does that do? So this, again, you put in somebody else's Tron address into the sponsor line. In that sponsor line, the person's Tron address that you placed will get the value that you then designate. So you put in their Tron address, you put in the amount that you would like to sponsor them, you click send. That person gets the value that you sent them minus the 15%. So again, if you sponsor somebody 100, they'll get 85 credits and start immediately earning 3.33% of that. But as a bonus, you actually get 1.25% of that sponsor as well to yourself. So it's kind of a win-win. You're introducing somebody to the platform, but you're also benefiting yourself in that manner. And this is also a great way to get people who have no idea what they're doing with Tron, no idea what Bankroll is, or any of that kind of stuff. This is a really good way to kind of introduce them to this. Last, there's also a donate button. So the donate button comes from your wallet again. But what the donate does is this is basically just kind of good graces, good karma, whatever you want to call it. You actually can deposit into the donate tab a value that you would like to do. Say again, 100 Tron. What that does is it goes to the contract itself to sustain the contract and assist the community and help provide longevity to it. Lastly, there's the referrals. Now, we've all been familiar with the referrals as well. The referrals, basically, you can take your referral link, send it to somebody. If they click on that link, or you can post it wherever the heck you want to post it, Twitter, YouTube, you name it. Speaking of which, I do have a referral on the bottom of this video. So if you're curious about Bankroll, you can click on that. It'll bring you to the Bankroll site, look around. It would send referral to me, which would be more than gracious. But again, you don't have to. You can just look at it yourself. I'm just trying to spread the word on Bankroll and kind of keep this momentum going, because this is just an absolutely amazing tap. It's only going to get better, and I'll show you why in just a moment. But anybody who uses a referral, you'll actually get a percentage of what they deposit, and then you start getting 3.33% on that, of the percent that you get. So what's going to turn this thing around is obviously this weekend. If you're part of the Telegram group, you know that Bankluck is on its way. There was an epic little intro video. I actually tried to put it into this YouTube, but I just wasn't able to do it yet. But what is this in essence? So it is a casino. It's going to be casino-like games. The interesting part of it is as you fund it, so the funding, you obviously place bets. Your bet is you're either going to win or you're going to lose. If you lose, the losses go to the contract, or the house, we'll say, supporting the ROI contract itself. That's every bet placed from everybody, no matter how big, no matter how small. If you win, you obviously win the stated value of what you bet. So it obviously, I imagine it's going to have a slider of some sort, and you can bet, and it's going to say you can bet 100 Tron and you're going to win 115. So if you win, you get that 115, and that's that. The interesting part is if you lose. So if you lose, this is where it gets interesting. 12% of what you lose goes into your own referral system, and you start gaining 3.33% of your losses, which is just mind-boggling. So in reality, you're kind of doing two things. Even with the loss, you're getting a win-win. One, yes, you lost, but on the win side, you're getting 12% of what you just lost. So be gracious. Tell me another casino that's going to give you 12% of what you just lost, and then they let you earn dividends on that loss itself. I mean, it's win-win, even if you lose. Now, granted, yes, it's going to take longer to get that back, 33%, but you could also get zero. So let's just call it what it is here. Secondly, there was a video earlier actually, which I wasn't aware of, but apparently 1% of a losing bet goes to, so if you bet 100 and you lose, then 1% of that goes to the bet that's behind you. Now, if you win, obviously the person doesn't get it. But imagine if you're playing this game and somebody ahead of you bets, it's not unrealistic to think 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 Tron. You see it all the time on all these other casino games. Imagine somebody just ahead of you bets 10,000, loses, you just got 1,000. Boom, just like that. Incredible, incredible thing that's going to occur if that happens. So pros to this, well, if you want to consider this, quote, mining the credits. So the interesting part is on the other ones, if you've tried the other casinos, I've never been a real big fan of those. Is because you mine and you get all these dividends, and then people just dump the credits, sell them off, sell them off, sell them off. On this one, there's really not going to be an exchange for these credits. You basically get the credits and it goes into your referral box and you just earn dividends on it. So there's not going to be this dumping of credits and things as people, quote unquote, mine it. Second pro, obviously we already talked about it. The house winnings go to the ROI contract, further sustaining the ROI itself, which anybody who's been in these ROI contracts know that's one of the biggest tricks is to continue cash flow into the ROI. So as you're getting paid out your 3%, it will last longer, thus giving you better chances to get your ROI and then some. So that's another just incredible feat of this. And obviously we already talked about it. 1% of your loss goes to the bet behind you, basically, or in front of you. This is going to be one of those ones you'll get 1% of the value of the person in front of you. Cons, to be honest, I just don't have enough credits. Obviously, there's going to be other cons. There's always going to be naysayers. There's always going to be people that think it could be better, could look better, could do better. I'm going to put the trust in the bank teller's coding system. I'm going to put my trust into the bankroll system itself. I personally just don't have enough. I've almost hit the 3,000 mark, which is just pennies to many of you, but I call it an accomplishment. I am really trying to use this as it's intended, which is kind of a universal, he always says it's a social experiment, but also it's supposed to help bring revenue and bring everybody's cash flow up. So, let's see what happens. So that is that. Just wanted to give you that little snippet, and we will go from there. I appreciate you guys for watching. As usual, have a good one, and thanks for tuning in.